Hello there, my friends. I am taping this the day before, on the August 11th, the day before the new moon in Leo, this solar eclipse. Like, so much powerful energies going on astrologically this month, last month too, but this month in particular, and over the next couple of weeks. So really excited to do this. Pick a card for you, and as many of you know, this is initially going out to my members. You get always early access, as you know, my thank you to you, and then I will make it public afterward. All right. A friend of mine reached out to me about if my link to Otter Spirit, my discounted link to Otter Spirit, was still in effect, and it is. And I realized I haven't talked about them in a while. So especially, new moon, new intentions, solar eclipse in Leo, all of this energy certainly helps. You all know how I rock it, right? Certainly helps to wear our gemstones and crystals. And one of the things I just love partnering with Otter Spirit, because one of the things I noticed, I hadn't looked at this in a while, but even when you open their box, you all, I'm going to read that message to you. And it says, each gemstone tells a unique story. Now it's time to write yours. Like, the care and detail that they put into their products is one reason why they're the only outfit that I partner with at this time. All of their bracelets and necklaces, if you order those, come in a nice, really velvety pouch to protect them when you don't wear them. And what's really also unique is each one comes with a card that'll give you, the chakra, the attributes of the card, the astrological attributes of the card, and just incredible, an incredible mantra that goes with each one, right? So it's just a delightful, delightful company. I really do appreciate their vibe. It's called Otter Spirit because a part of their proceeds they're out of the Bay Area, and a part of their proceeds go towards protecting the otters in the Bay Area. And something I also learned when I partnered with them is one unique thing about otters that we all, I think can vibe with right now is when they go to sleep, they latch arms, right? They hold on to one another to make sure nobody drifts off. Like, if that's not the ticket we need right now energetically, I don't know what is. So anyway, link to in the description box below, where you can go to the website using my link and get between 20 and 30% off, which, these days everything counts, and that matters. All right, you all. So gonna get into this. If you are new to my pick a card readings, I don't see any of these cards. I take about an hour before I start taping to cleanse the decks. I read out of multiple decks, and for spirit to direct me to what crystals to choose. But I haven't seen anything here until I get ready to reveal it and interpret it for you. So let's get ready to go in. This will be pile number 1. Those of you who are drawn to this incredible piece of pyrite, right? Money manifestation stone, protective stone. So pyrite, pile number 1. Pile number 2, for those of you who are drawn to this phantom quartz. It's got some incredible colors in there, like orangey, almost carnelian kind of colors, but that's a phantom quartz. All right, pile number 2. Pile number 3, I've got a lovely piece of incredible green calcite. All right. And again, many of you know how this works. So if you have a hard time choosing, there are those who watch all 3 piles and get messages, or you may, your intuition may draw you exactly to one pile, but just follow, there's no right or wrong. Follow the, however your heart leads. All right. So I'm going to put pile number 3 and number 2 over to the side, and let's get ready to go in on pile number 1. My intention when I did these readings, you all, was I was asking spirit about your next chapter because of the new moon and because of the solar eclipse. All right, so pyrite, pile number 1. Let's see what comes. You have a 7 of wands. I always do tarot first. So you've got the 7 of wands that comes out. Courage. I noticed that it's coming in fire. Well, we've got this new moon in Leo with the 5 of swords. So that combination right there leads me on the path of thinking pile number 1, you may be at a point right now where you're getting your thoughts straight so that you can be convinced about what you what you're going after, what your next chapter is. And it won't be dependent on others, because Five of Swords can often be where you're getting a lot of information in, having conversations with different sources. But this is going to be where you narrow that down for yourself. We've got the moon. So that's a ping for you from Spirit saying this new moon in Leo is definitely a time for you to get some clarity around and energy, more so than clarity. They just corrected me. Clarity, yes, out of that Five of Swords, but really the energy, emotional energy to go after what you want right now. And lo and behold, your fourth tarot confirms that. You've got the Knight of Cups, pile number one. Knights are movement. Cups, as we know, very often relates to our emotional state. So this new moon in Leo for you is a time to tune out the extra noise, tune out the, all the sources, outside sources that you may be going to for clarity, and deciding for yourself what really matters to you so you can move forward with full emotional authority. All right. Now we're getting to your oracles. You've got a family tree that comes. I'll read you the message and then show you the card. And it says, your family ties can be a source of wisdom, but they can also bring an inheritance of pain. Honor your roots, but be aware of the imprinted patterns that subconsciously influence your behavior. That kind of ties in very nicely to your tarot just now, pile number one, because what Spirit is getting to here is this influence, that Five of Swords, this influence that many of you may be getting, family, friends, those who are closest to you like family, that there's something where you appreciate that wisdom, but you also are finding your own way and your own authority. All right. You've got the sacred masculine, protective, active, and inner strength. This is becoming your own authority. There's definitely a pattern starting to develop here, pile number one, where to the extent that you have, maybe for really good reasons, relied on the counsel and teaching and connection, especially with father figures, brothers, authority figures, bosses, supervisors. This doesn't have to be, when we say sacred masculine, it doesn't have to necessarily be a man per se, but the authority that comes in masculine energy. You're at a point where you're standing your ground in reference to that authority and finding your own truth in that moon and the Knight of Cups so that you can move forward. Now, as Spirit would have it, it looks a little dark in here. Let me put on an extra light. Yeah, that helps a little bit. You've also got Leo that comes up astrologically. What a good time for that, right? And it says, let yourself be seen and appreciated. Love yourself and don't be afraid to show it. There's a theme of an independence streak that's coming through for you here. This is definitely, there's an identity shift. I went into this again asking Spirit about your next chapter. And your next chapter is an identity shift. And it's where you are going to be willing to show up more, and you need to show up. That moon is calling you to show up more in using your own voice, being your own authority. Maybe even testing that authority out, but there's because it gives you emotional freedom as you do that. You've got renewal that comes. That's actually really awesome that it's coming in a new moon solar eclipse in Leo. All of that fiery energy too, right? Love that. You're ready for a reset. This is that identity shift. In fact, they're telling me put that Leo right over there near it. You see how energetically those go together? It's not so much about you having to do anything right now, pile number one. No specific actions that you need to take. This is an internal process of really standing strong and firm in your own convictions. That Seven of Wands, your convictions, And it is a time of renewal. All this astrological energy, there's a lot of stuff out there that makes some of all this change sound scary, and sound like it's going to be overwhelming. But I think for you all, it's more like like narrowing down what your real emotional truth is right now, not just logically what you think, but with the moon, emotional feelings, Knight of Cups, emotional feelings around your authority relative to your family, your identity, your structures, your standard structures. You're coming into a space of renewal with that. And lo and behold, if you didn't get the new moon intentions, another signal from spirit that this is truly a very powerful new moons, and especially with everything going on, it's powerful for all of us. But I'm looking specifically now at those of you who chose this pile. Don't let this new moon pass you by. Again, it's not anything that you have to do, but there is an emotional connection that spirit wants you to make to yourself, to show up for yourself, to stand on your values and what you really believe. And if that's what's undergoing a shift in renewal, if you're starting to discover more about yourself, if you've been questioning all the stuff that you were taught and the structures, what you thought about outside of you, this is your inner strength. I just looked back down and even saw this is your inner strength and renewal. There's this energy right now in the new moon in Leo solar eclipse is giving you an added boost. I just heard from spirit like a infusion, like hooking you up to an IV drip and giving you a vitamin infusion. That's what you're getting. Your next card is keeping up the narrative that spirit's giving you here. Seek higher ground. So to do that means being able to step away from mentally, emotionally, stepping away from what you may have depended on, relied upon to shape your identity, to know what you believe in, to know what you stand for, to know what your values are. Spirit is saying, go higher, because perhaps where's that five of swords? Perhaps a lot of you've been fitting in with the crowd or conforming with family tradition and family beliefs and what you've always known to be the case, And so seeking higher ground is saying, hey, this is the courage, Seven of Wands, to rise into your own authority. Take flight without fear. Spirit is definitely giving a very clear message for you all. I'm so happy for you. Take flight without fear. Seven of Wands, courage. I'm going to put that right there next to that Seven of Wands. It's time to take flight without fear. Really allowing yourself to be your own authority about what you desire, the direction of your life, how you want to show up in the world. This could be a new project, a new job, a new endeavor, a personal makeover, fitness regimen, health regimen. It is something where you are pouring all of your energetic resources and emotional resources back into yourself so that you can go into this next chapter. That's what this whole reading is about, right? Going into this next chapter without worries about somebody else giving you the approval or the thumbs up to do it, or telling you, seeking that external validation. You've got an energy leakage that comes up, and it says, notice where you may be unconsciously giving away your power. We're on that theme. When you may be unconsciously giving away your power through distractions, worry, or unfulfilling relationships. Every small drain adds up, reducing your ability to manifest. So again, every deck is different. You know how I work it in these readings. There's another message for you. If you have been allowing your energy to be influenced a lot by others' approval, especially authority figures, whether that's a spiritual mentor, a job mentor, a family mentor and friend, wherever you look, whoever and whatever you look to or have looked to as your source of confirmation that you're on the right path, Spirit is saying, not that it's wrong, but that pull back your own energy into yourself. You are the authority. And this new moon, you set the intentions. And then see who shows up. See how you get the support that you need. You have Archangel Metatron that shows up. Ancient wisdom and understanding. Now, you can't ask for a whole lot more powerful angelic help, right? Spiritual help than Archangel Metatron showing up. So, if you're not familiar with Metatron, definitely that's your key to go in and look into that as well. But this wisdom and understanding, for some of you, this could be that you find yourself drawn to a different spiritual philosophy, or wanting to go deeper into your understandings about spiritual philosophy that maybe your family or friends or others are not along for the ride. And you might feel a little conflicted about that, because when we learn new things, naturally we want to talk to others about it. But Spirit is saying you're going to get different people to talk. That's part of your intention. And so that you don't pull back, you take flight without fear, and you will meet others that are on that higher ground with you. Forgiveness comes up. Withholding forgiveness only hurts you and prolongs the pain. It's time to forgive someone, or maybe even yourself, so you can stay on the path of your highest potential. That for me pulls back into that energy leakage that we just saw. So some of you may be feeling a little like maybe even not angry with yourself, but just questioning or feeling like you could have done things a little different. You've given too much of yourself to others to gain their approval or affirmation, seeking the promotion, seeking the love in a relationship, all the things and the reasons that we do that. So there's some forgiveness here for them and for you. And solar eclipses, we know eclipses in general is like, let's get it out of here so that we can make room for the new. All right. You've got the sea turtle, stability. Take your time. Spirit's not rushing you. Take your time and notice a more emotional, right? Coming in that watery energy, the sea turtle. So going back to your Knight of Cups and that moon, this is definitely being patient with yourself emotionally, and also the protection of the shell of the sea turtle comes up for you. Stability. All right. And lo and behold, I just looked down your chakra card. Look at that. I mean, clear message. Stability. Stability flows through me with ease. There's some root chakra stuff going on here. And we know the root chakra does have to do with our safety, stability, masculine authority in terms of feeling protected, feeling secure. So root chakra work comes through for you right now. And you've got that double back to back. I had no way of knowing this. My word is bond to spirit. That you've got that sea turtle that showed up, keyword stability, and on the back of that, on the back of that turtle, right? On the back of that, here came your root chakra. Stability flows through me with ease. Definitely a time to get your emotional stability in particular together, all right? And your last card, pile number 1, it says Kimberlite. I'm not familiar with that. Conduit, ascension, and a channel. Let me hold that up for you. Kimberlite. That's an energy that will help you during this time. And that actually takes me back to that Archangel Metatron that came for you. And I think earlier in your message, I was getting a hit around perhaps you are headed in a not necessarily different, but maybe different spiritual direction, or you're learning more, or you're willing to learn more, especially with this new moon kind of pushing you in that direction. So look up that Kimberlite as well. All right, pile number 1. That was really awesome. The way the messages Spirit just kept confirming, like I couldn't have asked for more. So I hope that was helpful. I'd love to hear your feedback about it, and best of luck to you. You got this. Not so much about what you got to do, but there's definitely a shift happening for you all in your feelings. All right, pile number 2, those of you who were drawn to the Phantom Quartz, Let's see. Next chapter for you in this energy, new moon in Leo, solar eclipse. Let's see. Queen of Wands. All right, bringing the fire. Ready to go. Two of Pentacles, charm, and also and when you get a Queen of Wands, that's a charm. I sometimes people call it a charm offensive. The Queen of Wands knows how to get what she wants and stir things up in a way that is not aggressive. Like she's gonna go after what she wants, right? Got her little bow and arrow. Queen of Wands knows how to go after what she wants and stir energy up, especially those of you who are fire signs, Sun, Moon, and Rising, talking about Leo. But she does it in a way, very often using charm versus aggression, feminine energy versus masculine energy. There's a Two of Pentacles here. So it could be someone that you want to partner with during this time, or an opportunity to partner, pile number 2, that comes to you through this new moon. Let's keep going. The Lovers. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Partnerships. Decisions around partnerships. Desire for healthy and mutually beneficial partnerships. And as many of you know, if you read tarot, lovers doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could be in a business context, but there's definitely right out the gate for you all. This new moon in Leo and the solar eclipse is gonna present something to you around solid pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, solid, balanced, and harmonious partnerships, and you're ready to go after it. And doggone if you didn't also get the Emperor as your 4th tarot card. Wow. Ruled by Aries, so there's all of this fiery energy coming up. Active, ready to go, ready to go after what you want. You may be launching a project. You may be launching a business, a project, anything that involves you uniting with others in a way that brings mutual respect and balance, and vision. There's a vision going forward. I do feel a very strong business aspect to this, business/romance in a sense, but I'm almost going more in the business direction because this came in that 2 of Pentacles, not Cups. So I'm getting a really strong business future forward. This could also be home, on the home front, in addition to business, who you live with or want to live with, or a decision that you're making around a move that could be presenting itself to you as well. All right, now let's go to your oracle cards. Your higher self comes, and it says, your higher self watches over you, a timeless aspect of your soul that knows the way. When doubt clouds your vision, turn inward and ask, what insight does my higher self have to offer? Okay, so this partnership, this move, this merging with someone, Spirit is saying take the time during this new moon to really evaluate. Pentacles move slow but steady. It's firm in what it builds, or its objective is to build what is going to be lasting. So your higher self is saying don't do anything rash right now. We know the Emperor, ruled by Aries, which is ruled by Mars, sometimes can be impulsive, sometimes can feel the crunch to do it now. And Spirit is saying, take your time. 2 of Pentacles, consult your higher self. There's radical acceptance that comes. Embrace non-judgment and release control. You may have to trust someone else during this process, pile number 2. This partnering that we're seeing. And it could also be, I'm getting a message from Spirit that for some of you, the partnering is with your higher self. Accepting yourself for who you really are, and accepting the messages that you get, the hints that you get, the hunches that you get, without all the second guessing. Accepting that, but it is also, so, non-judgment, embracing non-judgment. Like if you get an idea for a partnership or a way forward that might make you go, I don't know about all that, park that doubt or that questioning for a moment to just explore the possibilities through your higher self. The radical acceptance also is that releasing control is merging more with that inner voice, your higher self. But I also get it is preparing you to merge more in a healthy partnership. You have, ooh, and here comes Aries doubling down, and it says lead, initiate, and be playful. You are qualified to assume an authoritative role. Now you got the Emperor, and here it comes again. So going back to whatever this partnership is, business, love, something solid. It's something that is meant to last and be built on. You have, through this radical acceptance, you have the ability to lead. You're being told you have the ability to lead. And in that release control, you could attract someone who is a natural leader in this partnership. Romantic, business, learning, teachers, whomever. You could attract someone who really has those qualities. And Spirit is saying, check in with your higher self, but don't be afraid to go along. You've got resilience that comes. So, could have been a rough time recently, especially all that water, emotional, right? You could have gone through a whole lot of rigmarole, all right? It's been turbulent, but that's okay, because whoever this partnering energy is going to help in that resilience. And it could also be that if you have had to talk about a solar eclipse, if this is going to bring you to a point of walking away from a partnership, whatever form that takes, you're resilient enough to rebuild, to make the decisions through your higher self. Radical acceptance, this is what's happened. And then in that Queen of Wands energy, preparing yourself to go towards what's more balanced and more harmonious for you. Fire comes again, pile number 2. You got burn and the fire element. So this is definite Aries, the Emperor. And now you've got this fiery element, the Queen of Wands. Fire is your friend right now, energetically, pile number 2. That's also, I guess, another reason why you were drawn to this phantom quartz with the warmth of that energy inside of it, that kind of orange carnelian light. So strike the match. Light the match internally. For some of you, it could even be like literally light a candle, say a prayer, light a candle, anoint the candle with some nice oil, and speak your intentions out loud during this new moon in Leo. But fire is definitely, Spirit is bringing the heat for you, 100%. It says find your people. Here we go. Find your people. This leadership situation, that's either you or someone you will feel okay to partner with. You're ready to go find it. Go find it. Find your people. Got your arrow straight. You're ready to take action to go find your people. And it's like, it's interesting because pile number 1, Spirit kept emphasizing don't feel like you need to take any action right now. It was more of an internal process. For you, it is about taking action and trusting yourself. That resilience, if you've done it before, if you've partnered before, if you've had a business before that didn't succeed, if you've attempted some project or something that just seemed to get waylaid, whatever it was, it's time to rediscover your fire for it. And part of what gives you that fire is to find your people. Find other people who are doing it, interested in it. If this is romance, being really proactive in finding sources of successful relationships and feeding that into your spirit so that you can trust this leadership, both in yourself or if this shows up in someone else who has those qualities. You have the heart chakra. Let's talk about it, right? Time to love. Time to open your heart. Put that right. Put the higher self in between the lovers and the heart chakra, right? Yeah. Good stuff for you. Really, really, really good stuff. And I keep going back, and my eyes keep being drawn back to that Two of Pentacles because, and the deer, like gentle energy, but solid. Really, really solid. So the way forward is your heart. Open your heart. Don't be afraid. Find your people. Your people are going to help you open your heart. You have excessiveness that comes. So it says abundance is not about having everything. It's about having what's right for you. Understand that excess will never fulfill you, but can surely entangle you. So the way I read this or feel this energetically, you all, is for some of you, your desire for a more balanced partnership, romance, business success, whatever is this partnering thing that's coming up for you, there may have been an excess in other behaviors to compensate for that. Maybe you've been shopping a little too much. Maybe you've been eating a little too much. Maybe you've been serial dating a little too much. Maybe you've been too much time on social media or losing yourself in fantasy or other things. But that's just a cautionary thing that understand you've done that because your heart has been yearning for more. And look at this. Talk about spirit doubling down. Whole different deck. Look at that. Community. You see that? Community. Personal or professional connections. And I swear to you, I do not see these cards until I reveal them. It always astounds me. It's one reason why I do this. I walk this path and do this work because I know spirit is real. I see it, I see it. We see it too clearly. The question. Community. Find your people. Personal or professional connections. This whole reading started out with partnerships and connections. That's what's happening for you. And your heart, opening your heart and trusting your higher self to radically accept what's past, what's done, what was done in excess, whatever. Let that part go. Solar eclipse, right? We're dealing with a solar eclipse. And move forward. Expand. Oh my gosh. Expand. So, you're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. It's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them. We said a few moments ago that for you, this time, this new moon in Leo and solar eclipse is a time of action and expansion. I would also, if you're into astrology or you know your chart, I pay very close attention to where your Jupiter is right now. And on a broader level, we know that Jupiter is in Leo for the next year until next June, I think it is, right? So expansion from the heart, Leo the lion, ruling the heart. Expansion is a huge theme for everybody on some level between now, with Jupiter and Leo, between now and next June. But in the context of your reading, it's like now, like ready, set, go. Aries, Mars, ready, set, go. All right, it's time to expand. Expand your community. Find your people. Get around people who believe as you do or whose work interests you, sparks your inner fire, your creativity, gets you going, right? You have a butterfly that comes and it says the soul. Wow. So you are undergoing a transformation that frees you, that really feels freeing and light and beautiful. I'm going to put that right there next to that heart chakra because that's what it's designed to do for you, is to make you feel free. Wait, that comes off camera a little bit. Okay, I'll put it back here. Wow. So pay attention to butterflies for sure, as a sign from spirit, as a totem, but also embrace the transformation. This is a part of that radical acceptance, is the changes that you will go through in relationship to others. You have in the chakra system, you have your throat chakra that comes up. I honor silence as much as speech. So there's you may find yourself in observation mode a little bit, pile number 2, as you go, find your people and build your community and expand. You may, I honor silence as much as speech in that throat chakra. You may find yourself, and I'm noticing the color, even the color synchronicities here between this and that butterfly. So you may find yourself, as you meet others, and this is tying into your higher self as well, as you meet others, as you find your people, as you try new things and partner and do what it takes to get connected, you may be more in observation mode, is what Spirit is saying. You may not go in, well, here's my story, and here's who I am, and here's how I do things, and here's what I believe. Spirit is saying you're going to get a lot more information in silence and listening. And finally, a stone that will help you during this time is the onyx. Memory, layers, and union. So much energy around you right now, pile number 2, around union and partnerships. Large and small, meaning this could be, again, intimate partnerships or partnerships within a larger community and find your people, but partnerships nonetheless. And your heart is the way there. Onyx is a stone that will help you. Memory, layers, and union. All right, pile number 2. Wow, quite a contrasting energy again from pile number 1, but that's what this is all about. Sometimes the energies sort of coalesce, and I'll recommend that you look at multiple piles, but this was really distinct, and Spirit was extremely clear. All right, we're going to move on now to pile number 3. Those of you who were drawn to the green calcite, this solar eclipse and new moon in Leo. Let's see what's happening for you. We have, oh God, something's happening for you. My light just went like boop 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 boop. All right, let's see what the message is. I mean, this is my 3rd pile, and that hasn't happened before. So let's pay attention. We've got the hangman that comes straight out of the deck. So there's Neptune there. Could be a really deeply spiritual time for you. The 10 of Wands. You need to take a break because that 10 of Wands says pushing too hard, carrying too much, and needing to examine, what that's all about. Surrendering and saying, okay, enough. And I love that in this version of a 10 of Wands, it comes with all those owls. So it's really about you're seeking wisdom in this hangman energy. You've got the 6 of Swords. Exactly. I need time to rest, hangman, because I'm trying to figure out what my next moves are. 6 of Swords. What are my next moves? Chill out. Stop working so hard. Stop pushing and grinding so hard to figure it out, and spend some time with Spirit. And they are going to talk to you. Your 4th tarot is Judgment. Judgment, very often a card of, I look at it as one of the most ancestral or angelic major arcana, because it represents second chances, awareness, lessons learned, messages that you finally get, like, I get it now. I don't need to keep carrying all of this. I need to figure out a way forward that doesn't feel quite so heavy. You get relocated. Now I'm going into your oracle cards. Those were your 4 tarot. Relocation. Life is calling you to a new location, bringing with it the energy of evolution and greater purpose. This move is guiding you closer to a place that feels like home. So, of course, these are general readings. This may ping some of you more than others, but I also, Spirit is pinging me to mention this may be in a larger context, like not necessarily moving from one place to another, one home to another. This could be a shift in jobs. It could be a shift in focus, in how you expend your energy and what you do, who you do it with, this could be changing up your routines. Like, instead of going to the same place at the same day, taking the walks through the same parks, doing it a different way. You've got unconditional divine love that comes for you. You know, as much as I've worked with this deck, I'll list the decks. I don't know that I've ever pulled this card. It doesn't look familiar to me, but I sure do love it. Look at those colors. Unconditional divine love. Wow. Okay. I'm going to put that there because that's what you need. And that's what's coming toward you. Notice that fire on top of that heart right there. And we are in this new moon in Leo solar eclipse energy. So this fire, this coming into your heart, unconditional divine love is what Spirit wants to remind you of right now. And here goes your light again. All right, I'm going to turn that off for now. Definitely these some messages for you all, pile number 3. Like I said, I've had that on almost an hour prepping and doing other stuff, and it didn't do that. So Spirit is here. Cardinal modality. Do not wait. Be bold and jump in. When you take swift action, things will begin moving in the right direction. So what needs to change? Now, you know what's interesting? This is quite a contrast. On the one hand, you've got the hangman, like, chill out. But then you've got a cardinal modality saying move forward. I think, and then that relocation. There's some shifts that Spirit is saying they want you to make now, or you may be feeling the urge to make some shifts right now. I don't know that like physically means you gotta move into the new place or make, buy the car or do the thing. I think it is, now I turned that thing off. All right. Somebody's guides are here in a great way. There is a desire or a calling for you to go ahead and take action because the divine is covering you. And I think that's the surrender, that 10 of Wands, letting go of the weight and surrendering to the divine to help you take this action, to move you forward. That Judgment card being, we got you and we will show you the way forward, relocation. Now you've got possibility that also comes. So there's definitely some moves going on with you. And I'm also getting Spirit is saying, reminding that when we deal with eclipse energy, that's time over a period of time. I'm getting that for some of you, this energy could really work its way out or work itself out over the next 6 to even 12 months. For some reason, that's what's coming to me, 6 to 12 months. Because you need some time. That's why that hangman came. You need some time to get deep into what your possibilities are. In fact, I'm going to move that right over there with that 6 of Swords, the way forward. You need some time with Spirit to consider the possibilities. And I think maybe that's the action, that cardinal modality that Spirit is saying right now, is that's the action for you to take, is to start to put together the possibilities. If this is an actual relocation, if this is, I just heard retirement for some of you, which might mean moving elsewhere, the desire to ultimately retire and relocate elsewhere. But now is the time to start to put that into motion, because you've reached a point where you need a new sense of inspiration. Okay? You have, oh, look at this. I just looked down and saw Action and Mars. Okay. New moon in Leo. All this fiery energy. Even though Leo is ruled by Jupiter, the sun, ruled by the sun, and Mars is showing above. But again, Mars is action. You've got that cardinal modality. So this is about taking action, but it is about taking action in concert with the divine. Like really praying over it, really asking and seeking guidance so that it hits you in your gut before you and examine the possibilities before you just sort of willy-nilly jump on something else. That's what gets you in that 10 of Wands energy where you take on too much. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Leo the lion-hearted. And that is active. Some of you have been you've been so busy on autopilot and taking care of responsibilities, just trying to stay ahead of the curve. That is your brain, it's your mind. It's that busy mind that's really been driving a lot of what's been sustaining you. But that's also what causes the pile on. So this listen to your heart is like, chill out, hangman, chill out for a minute, get into prayer to figure out the possibilities of your next step. You don't have to figure it all out. This action and Mars is signaling that, with judgment, is signaling that someone, something, there is divine intervention where you will get a clear message. You just got to listen to your heart to let it in. You've got Mama Magic. This is a great time for you to manifest your next chapter. The subject of this whole reading is your next chapter. New moon intentions in Leo and a solar eclipse. So there is magic within you from the divine feminine. And some of you have lost track of that. That's one reason why I'm going to move this over, because energetically I'm getting you see those greens, that healing? Energetically, that's your ticket, is to get back in touch with your ability to receive information from the divine when you know that it's right. And also the divine is saying there's more available to you than you've been giving yourself the time to explore. You've been so busy that now it's time to take that break, to take that pause. But the pause is active for you. The pause is not like you're not doing anything. The pause is to let spirit come through and show you the possibilities going forward. And there's also a timing element here for some of you. I feel like it is 6 months. I know that in my understanding of solar eclipse energy, there is this sort of these 6 month blocks or chunks of time where things start to play out. So there is that. You get slave programming that's come. Patterns of powerlessness and self-limitation have been ingrained in you through societal conditioning. Allow yourself to break free from the mental chains that keep you bound to what others expect or believe. Breaking out. Overburdened. Relocating in a larger context. You deserve more. There are more possibilities. And the conditioning I'm getting for some of you, I know when we talked about that relocation, we even talked about it maybe in relative to work or retirement. So I'm getting for some of you, this is being bound to something that just tires you out. That 10 of Wands. Like there's serious burnout there. But you've done it because the programming is, this is what I have to do to survive. There's more to life, is what the message that's coming through for you, pile number 3. There's more to life. And there is abundance. I mean, you were drawn to this green calcite. There is tremendous abundance available to you. It comes through your heart. Listen to your heart. Versus the programming that says, well, I have to do this to keep paying the bills, to know that I'm going to be okay. And that also could factor into the relocation situation. If you are thinking of where you could live, where your costs would be, would go down, so that you wouldn't feel such a financial burden, if that's part of what drew you here, then there you have it. It's time to let spirit reveal some things and believe in unconditional divine love. Get out of that lack mentality that we all can do during that programming. Get out of that lack or fear or I don't have any choices. Break away from that, okay? You have a shaman that comes, healing energy. You may want to check that out. And whether that's actually going to see a shaman, or whether that's getting into some shamanic healing practices, like connecting with the earth, connecting with the animal kingdom, connecting with the crystal kingdom, connecting with the other world, using plant medicine, teas, things that feel natural to you, and taking some time to get into a shaman is about healing, but healing through access to other dimensions where they get information about what's needed and then bring it back to the physical domain. Now, that could be that cardinal modality as well, pile number 3. That's active. Going into the shamanic realm for healing energy, that's an action, but it's also an act of surrender, because you're not powering your way through it in that programming. You're surrendering to the knowledge. Listen to your heart. You get depleted. I mean, could your message be any more clear? 10 of Wands, depleted. You are overgiving and not taking enough time to rest and rejuvenate. Reevaluate your relationships and commitments, or you may soon risk your health deteriorating in some way. So this is definitely a wake-up call. Not in it, no panic, we don't do that. Just an honest nudge from spirit during this new moon. It's time, and that's why you're getting such strong energy, like action, Mars, cardinal, like taking a minute, is because, and that's also why you got the magic mama's being nurturing and healing, and healing energy coming through the shaman, because you're tired. And what's making you tired is doing the same old, because it's what you've known how to do. It's time to genuinely believe in the possibilities that you can do it differently. You got to listen to your heart and let yourself get rejuvenated. You've got the meerkat, responsibility. There it is again. Are you responsible for others? Are you responsible for a parent? Are you responsible for a loved one, a child? How much are you carrying? Really, how much are you carrying is what spirit is saying. And are you carrying it even out of a sense of misplaced responsibility, that meerkat keyword responsibility? Do you feel like you have to do it? Are you self-sacrificing because someone with you needs to move on, or you need to move on in some way? This is what, and remember, solar eclipses are very often not so much an internal change, pile number 3. It is also what shows up externally, the way that spirit will move in our lives that brings that change to our doorstep, whether or not we went seeking it. All right, so there you have it. A chakra card for you. My energy flows in perfect harmony, and it brings all the chakras together. So you might want to do some chakra work. Remember, you've got that shaman card as well. That could be some of the energy work that you're doing, is to get realigned with your chakras, to do the internal healing work with your body. Because remember that message that you've got, that cautionary message about if you get too depleted, it could start to impact your health. All right, so time to work with your whole chakra system. And the gemstone that will help you is mica. Sparkle, fragility, and hope. Let me hold that up for you. Mica. Sparkle, fragility, and hope. You might feel a little fragile right now because you're tired. Look at all that came. You're tired. But mica, I guess the sparkle, and also recognizing that fragile doesn't always mean weak, but fragile can mean easily changed, easily shifted. And right now, I think for some of you, you are right on the precipice of either really getting drained, like to the point where it's not good for you, or making an adjustment and getting to the possibilities of what's next. Take care of your body, your chakra system, okay? I'm hoping that you're going to do the latter. You're going to take care of yourself, all right? And you may need to watch this a couple of times to let it sink in, but you got this, all right? All right, pile number 3. I hope that was helpful to you. I wish you the absolute best, and I'd love to hear how this pinged, all right? All right, my darlings. Thank you again so much. I appreciate you. Again, this is going to go out to my members first as a way of saying thank you. Don't forget to check out your outer spirit stones, because right now, when I don't play. I wear, I sleep, I bathe, I'm all, and I shift them out. I've got so many at this point, depending on the energy I'm working with, I shift them out. But when I tell you crystals are alive. They're not just pieces of jewelry. They come from the earth, but they are alive. They carry energetic frequencies. This is why we're drawn to them. And so utilizing them with that intention, especially during this powerful new moon, can really be helpful. All right. I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.